This is why you don't mock God.
So much has already happened in the first half, and the acceptance speeches have...
This is why you don't mock God.
So much has already happened in the first half, and the acceptance speeches have been on fire. Who got shouted out the most? Let's look at the numbers. All right, cast and crew are leading the way with 11 mentions. Moms are holding strong with 3 shout-outs. God, creator of the universe, 0 mentions. The acceptance speeches have been on fire. Who got shouted out the most? Let's look at the numbers. All right, cast and crew are leading the way with 11 mentions. Moms are holding strong with 3 shout-outs. God, creator of the universe, 0 mentions. No surprise in this godless town.
Choose between the teachings of Christ and the teachings of AOC, and I would be very careful with that. And that's why Matthew McConaughey came out recently on Joe Rogan, and he said that many of his Christian friends in Hollywood have had to hide their faith in order to keep a job, or even refuse to clap when actors such as himself thank God during their award acceptance speeches. And it's interesting because Hollywood both despises Christianity while also relying on it to exist. Sounds weird, bear with me for a second, but very simply put, decadence sells and Christianity preserves. Think about how short of a timeline on which we're operating, actually, like 100 years or so. That's how long we've really had this celebrity culture. And it gets worse every decade. So what happens? We start making films. They're great, they're epic, they're masterpieces, they're artistic. Pretty soon people just start making absurd amounts of money. Hollywood becomes extraordinarily wealthy. People go from just starring in a movie to all of a sudden being worshipped by the culture, being deified by the culture. So fast forward a few decades, and Hollywood increasingly embodies that ethos. It became increasingly corrupted by itself. And as Hollywood became characterized increasingly by wealth and pride, its ethos increasingly began to reflect that. And this hedonistic, live in the moment, if it feels good, do it, Hollywood culture is the result. All of the degeneracy in society, the promotion of the most depraved acts and behaviors, most if not all of it can be traced back to Hollywood, largely because decadence sells and art is reflective of its creator. And the single greatest obstacle, a Christian and a Democrat, like the party is moving so radically left, became characterized increasingly by wealth and pride, its ethos increasingly began to reflect that. And this hedonistic, live in the moment, if it feels good, do it, Hollywood culture is the result. All of the degeneracy in society, the promotion of the most depraved acts and behaviors, most if not all of it can be traced back to Hollywood, largely because decadence sells and art is reflective of its creator. And the single greatest obstacle to that degeneracy is Christianity. The ethos of Christianity being antithetical to the ethos of Hollywood, because Christianity emphasizes the eternal life, whereas Hollywood emphasizes the eternal present. We're here for
Billy Bush releasing the Wildfires.
Driving on the 405 South in Los Angeles right now, heading to check on some people, but I gotta tell you, I mean, I've never seen anything like this. I lived there 20 years. In the first 15, nothing, and now it just feels like there's a target on this city's back. Is God unhappy with what's coming out of this place? I don't know what it is, but it feels like it could be biblical. I gotta tell you, I mean, I've never seen anything like this. I lived there 20 years. In the first 15, nothing, and now it just feels like there's a target on this city's back. Is God unhappy with what's coming out of this place? I don't know what it is, but it feels like it could be biblical, you know? The flames are just everywhere. Cops go in one direction, fire department going the other direction, fire hydrants in the Palisades, which is Pacific Palisades, is the fanciest enclave there is in Los Angeles. These are high-end taxpayers. There's not a drop of water in the hydrants. You know, I don't know what's going on here with that. I do know that we need to pray hard.
Shalom to the elect of Yasharal. All praises and glory goes to our mighty power, Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone and salutations to the legmen continually feeding the sheep of Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai, in sincerity and truth with this great gospel coming out of our Bible. And yeah, this hot topic, California burning, man, we got to stay on this topic. We got to stay on this topic, right? Because L.A., Hollywood, right? This place is known for what? Wickedness. This place is known for promoting wickedness and evil to the world, man, right? They manipulated the minds of the people to follow after Satan. Got the people not believing in a higher power, right? Because Hollywood, what they've been doing for the past few years, promoting homosexuality, right? Witchcraft, sorcery, idol worshiping, right? They treat these actors like they're gods, like they're idols, right? And what did the Lord do? What did the Lord do? Right? The Lord visited them. I'm talking about these rich celebrities who's been manipulating the minds of you people through what their movie, through their media, right? Through their shows, right? A lot of these people, they played CIA agents. Brother, I put up a nice video showing you how much influence the CIA and the FBI has in Hollywood, right? They've been to control over that spot shit. Showing you who's really manipulating the minds of you people. It says James Woods, who celebrated Gaza genocide, cries on TV for losing his house, right? Let's read another. Tom Hanks lost his house. Steven Spielberg, Miley Cyrus, Ben Affleck, Jamie Lee Curtis, Anthony Hopkins, Billy Crystal, John Goodman, James Woods, Maria Shriver, Mandy Moore, Eugene Levy, Miles Teller, Paris Hilton, Fergie, Adam Brody, Leighton Mist whatever, Anna Faris, all these celebrities, what shit gone. Right, they shit gone. Hollywood homes in flames, Los Angeles wildfires, Hollywood stars lose homes, evacuations intensify from Paris Hilton, Adam Brody, right? And more stars lose homes in LA wildfires, right? That's the Lord judging them, right? They mocking the Lord. What did the Lord say? It's Galatians 6 and 7. It says, be not deceived, the Most High is not mocked, right? For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap, right? They've been reaping, sowing wickedness on the earth, right? And they thought they was going to reap the benefits of wealth, right? Glamour, notoriety, what they reaping. Fire, houses are being burnt, businesses being burnt, right? It's a lot of homeless, rich motherfuckers tonight, right? And a lot of them then lost everything to the point where they're not going to be able to recover. They're not going to be able to recover. It says Galatians 6 and 7, be not deceived, the Most High is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap, right? Promoting all that wickedness on the earth, right? You remember in 2000s when their popularity got out of control, they went straight dark. They brought rock and roll with rap. Hollywood actors and music videos with rappers throwing up the so-called diamond sign with the eye of Horus, all this bullshit, Illuminati shit. Yeah, what's going on now? You motherfuckers is being visited, right? Deuteronomy 28 and 45. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee and shall pursue thee and overtake thee till thou be destroyed. Right? That's what happened to us. And what did the Lord say he's going to do? It's the book of Deuteronomy 30 and 7. And the Lord thy power will put all these curses upon thine enemies. Right? It's transition time. Right? Transition time, baby. Right? You're going to have to taste our sufferings. Right? Our cities was burnt. Our cities was flooded. Our cities was overran. Right? We had to flee our homes. We had to leave our homes. Right? We were visited of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. Now it's the time for the heathens. The time of the Gentiles is being fulfilled, right? It says Deuteronomy 30 and 7, the Lord thy power will put all these curses upon thine enemies and upon all them that hate thee, which persecuted thee, right? Starting with Esau, Edom. Right? Starting with Esau, Edom. Esau, Edom want to know where is God. Hey, Esau, you didn't believe in God. Right? That Christianity that y'all be talking about, that ain't God. That ain't the spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. That's the spirit of Satan. Right? That's the fake ass Christian shit that was set up, that universal spirit, God loves everybody spirit. That's not, according to the scriptures, that's not biblical. Right? And you Edomites want to know where is God? What God are you talking about? The God of who? Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob? We know you ain't talking about that God, because what did the Lord say? This is the book of Psalms 50 and 16. It says, but unto the wicked, the Most High saith, what hast thou to do to declare my statutes, or that thou shouldest take my covenant in thy mouth, seeing that thou hatest instruction and castest my words behind thee? You see, because what did Esau do? Esau took over the Bible. Right? The Edomites, when they came out of the Caucasus Mountains, what happened, right? You had that fucking what they call them, Karzais, right? Chose a religion. What religion did they choose? They didn't choose Islam. They didn't choose Christianity. They choose so-called Judaism. They choose the religion of the Jews because they said they asked the Arabs, the Muslims, what is the closest religion to God? And they asked the Christians, what is the closest people with religion to God? And they said it's the religion of the Jews, the people of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And that's the religion that these Edomites took when they came out the Caucasus Mountains. And they set themselves up trying to be God's people, right? And one thing we're looking at, these rich people that was living in that area, that's a lot of Karzais was living in them areas, man. What you heard my man said, a lot of high tax-paying dollar people, right? And they ain't even have no water in their motherfucking pipelines, right? It's so bad. Let me let you hear this.
And the time I talked to him, he said he hadn't slept in 36 hours, and his crews were still actively fighting fire. That's what our firefighters are facing year-round. It's not just the fire season anymore. It's January. This is a new year. This is not supposed to happen, but this is the reality that we face.
So explain to me as a layman how it's possible that fire hydrants don't have water and that there's a lack of water to fight fires. Help me understand that.
As a layman, I live in a small house. If I take a shower before my wife and I go too long, she doesn't have hot water. Why? It's because you only have so much water in tanks and our. As a layman, I live in a small house. If I take a shower before my wife and I go too long, she doesn't have hot water. Why? It's because you only have so much water in tanks and our hot water heater needs to heat up, right? The same thing's occurring here. So you have more and more firefighters taking water in the system. Look at that fire. I mean, you need hundreds of thousands of gallons a minute to be able to combat something like this. You essentially have more water flowing out of the system than what's flowing into the system. Number one, you deplete your reservoirs. The second is our water systems in our urban areas, especially in what we're showing on the video right now, they're not gravity fed. They're often fed by pumps. These pumps could be supplying tanks that are on hills that are gravity fed, but often it's used to pump the pressure. So when you see these kind of trees that are on fire in these houses, you can imagine utilities are also affected. You lose power to your pumps, and now you have less pressure. Finally, look at this house that's burning down. What you're going to find when these houses are done burning is that the water's just running out of this house until you go turn the water heater off. So you have so much water that's being wasted as well. It's with this kind of devastation on this kind of scale, it's absolutely predictable that your water system's just not going to be able to maintain the fire flow that's required. Fire flow is just never are done burning is that the water's just running out of this house until you go turn the water meter off. So you have so much water that's being wasted as well. It's with this kind of devastation on this kind of scale, it's absolutely predictable that your water system's just not going to be able to maintain the fire flow that's required. Fire flow was just never designed for this. And I would go further and say it's not really feasible to examine, how do you increase the pressure? How do you increase the diameter of the pipes? We're talking billions of dollars in infrastructure that would be required for this. Now, the state.
Yeah, Esau looking at a situation that he cannot fix. They cannot fix. And it's only going to intensify, right? It's only going to get worse. Because like we just said, the curses are being transferred from the Israelites to these heathens. Right? They're being visited. So the Lord ain't trying to hear no pray for Esau. Pray for these rich Edomites, who's mocking the Lord, right? Who make movies against our Lord, right? Everything about Hollywood is against Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, this dark spirit, this homosexual spirit, right? This indecency spirit, right? This degenerate spirit, right? This adulterous spirit, right? Is being visited of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, and they trying to mock our power. Look at all this bullshit, right? This is why they being visited of the Lord. The Lord ain't no Edomite with no crack of hair or Jake with crack of hair, right? Black Jesus, right? All this bullshit coming out of Hollywood, right? It's more judgment to come on these people, man. Let's read this. Where is God? Yeah, we see where God is right where he's at, bringing judgment. right? Bringing judgment on you heathens, man. I'm reading the book of Proverbs 16 and 18. It says, pride goeth before destruction, and a haughty spirit before a fall, right? And you seen how proud they were at their so-called award celebration, mocking the Lord. How many people in here gave thanks to the Lord? 0. And when she said, this godless city, yeah, and where's God? He's not in that city, right? The city of angels, the city of death angels, right? The city of demons, right? It says, pride goeth before destruction, and a haughty spirit before a fall. And we're seeing that fall happen, right? 2nd Ezra 15 and 18, it reads, for because of their pride, the cities shall be troubled. The houses shall be destroyed. What? Their houses shall be destroyed. I'm reading it again. What's happening right now? 2nd Ezra 15 and 18. For because of their pride, the cities shall be troubled. The houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. Yeah, they are scared. They're scared. You see one dude, he was ready to jump into the ocean. He was so scared that fire was on his ass.
My next guest, unfortunately, is playing a starring role, something that he's frankly used to as an actor, but this harrowing experience is just, it's all too real. Watch.
So I'm still hiding behind the boulders, sparks coming, so I can duck behind these rocks here. I'm ready to jump into the ocean. All the firemen, they got the hell out of here. They evacuated quickly. I should have followed suit. But right now, I'm here, and phone doesn't really work. No one knows where the hell I am.
Thankfully, he is with us.
I have to duck behind these rocks here. I'm ready to jump into the ocean. All the firemen, they got the hell out of here. They evacuated quickly. I should have followed suit. But right now, I'm here, and phone doesn't really work. No one knows where the hell I am.
Yeah, I'm reading again, 2nd Ezra 15 and 18. For because of their pride, the cities shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. Yeah, men shall be afraid. And yeah, they ain't acting either. They ain't acting. That's real fear you seeing over there in California. That's real fear you seeing from what up coming from the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, when a man loses everything. Right, and it's only more sorrows to come, right? All these are the beginning of sorrows. This is the book of Malachi 1 and 4. And it reads, whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will, what? I will throw down. That's what's happening, man. These devils, they done set up shop in these different places. And the Lord constantly visiting them with judgment. Well, they keep rebuilding. They keep rebuilding. They ain't gonna be able to rebuild after that nuclear destruction come. Right? That's that real fire that's coming. Thermonuclear destruction from Russia and China, and that heat from the chariots. Right? I'm reading it again. This is the book of Malachi 1 verse 4. And it reads, whereas Edom said, we are impoverished. Right? Because the scripture, it starts off talking about Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. Right? Whereas Edom said, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord power of hosts. They shall build, but I will throw down. And they shall call them, the border of wickedness, the people against whom the Lord have indignation forever. Indignation forever. And guess what? We're seeing the indignation of the Lord. Right? The Lord is getting these devils, man, to the point they ain't going to be able to recover. They will not be able to rebuild back. It's the book of Obadiah 1 and 15, and it reads, for the day of the Lord is near upon all the heathen, right? As thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. Thy reward shall return upon thine own head, right? The Lord is upon all, it's judgment upon all these heathens, right? Even Kamala Harris, right? It says Pacific Palisades, Wildfires, celebrity mansion reduced to ashes, right? It says Kamala Harris home burnt to ashes in California. This is one of these things that was trending online. Even her crib got burned down, right? And it's funny, guess who crib didn't get burned down in one neighborhood?
President, yeah, he just ran up to me right after we were on a few minutes ago. He said, please, please, please help me. Chris, tell us what's going on.
Hi, I was told that my house burned down. I drove up, I needed to see it. I wanted to get some clothes for my son. The entire neighborhood is burnt down, but somehow my house does not even have a scratch. There's no fire damage. I went in, but the house next to mine is still on fire. So I'm going around the entire neighborhood is burnt down, but somehow my house does not even have a scratch. There's no fire damage. I went in, but the house next to mine is still on fire. So I'm going around begging anybody to come put out that fire to protect my home.
Because there's no water.
There's no water pressure. I tried to turn on the water myself. I would have tried to put it out, but I have no water pressure, so I have no way of putting it out.
So you and your wife are just trying to go get bottled water? What do you...
Yeah, so my wife went to get bottled water. I'm going to meet her down the hill, and we're just going to try and throw bottled water on it, but I don't know if that's going to work.
You need a lot more than that. And so the firefighters said that you're basically not on the list right now?
They said they had a list of places to go. They're spread thin. I understand. I really understand.
Yeah, I know, but so you're just begging somebody, if anybody's got water and can help, you're about a mile down the road from here. Tell us your address.
I'm at 615 East Los Flores Drive, Altadena, California, 91001. I'm begging anyone to help put out this fire. Anyone to help put out this fire.
So he's got fire basically all around his house, and somehow there's no damage to his house yet, but it's only a matter of time, and there's literally no water to be able to fight it himself.
Correct.
And that's how it's going to be. It's going to be like in the ancient days in Egypt, right? When the Lord visited the Egyptians and what the Israelites were protected, right? The Israelites' animals were protected. The Israelites' homes were protected. But what the Egyptians were being visited of who Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, right? We are in the times of what judgment. I'm reading it again. It says, Obadiah 1:15, for the day of the Lord is near upon all the heathen. As thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. Thy reward shall return upon thine own head, and prepare to see more judgment upon who all these heathens. Shalom.